Next on Worcester News tonight, the city school committee is looking at the district's marijuana policy as the recreational business grows. Plus, a quick and easy way to dispose of Christmas trees. They are a tasty treat for a familiar farm animal. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. First tonight, we are tracking a storm system heading our way. It could make for a messy commute early tomorrow morning. The storm is set to bring a mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain to parts of New England. For more on the timing, let's get a check of the forecast with Tim Kelly.
Storm systems do not come much larger than the one that's coming at us tomorrow. Well, it's coming in late tonight. However, it's a thin line of storms on the Mississippi River Valley. There's a wide area of snow, and then you have severe weather over Louisiana. There have been more than 100 reports of damaging thunderstorms in the deep south, Texas to Louisiana. Here, it's just so cold, you're thinking, how can it possibly rain tomorrow? Because up in the sky, it's already starting to get warm. Certainly a snow sky as the sun went down. Moon comes up late tonight. We may see the moon through the clouds briefly. Look at the temperature at midnight. It's 25. Then it starts to go up. 5 o'clock in the morning, it snows for about an hour. And then it rains at temperature about 32, especially points north, for about an hour. And the ground is cold, so it is icy out, especially from Worcester north, between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. And then it's cold and wet for the morning, 42 by lunchtime. Green is rain, blue is snow up in Maine. Yellow is heavy rain, maybe a thunderstorm at the south coast. 4 o'clock tomorrow, it's 48 degrees. Ice is gone and the rain ends. Somewhat nice Saturday, much colder Sunday. We'll take it through New Year's Eve in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Tim. And dozens were out enjoying today's sunny weather at the Worcester Common Oval ice skating rink. Students and faculty from the College of the Holy Cross were also out on the ice today. The 12,000 square foot rink is open during school vacation week from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. The rink will also be open New Year's Eve and New Year's Day during the same times. The Worcester Public Schools are taking precautions before recreational marijuana shops open in the city. Administrators say the legalization has them concerned and are worried more students will have the drug in their possession. Our Brittany Schaefer is outside Burncoat High School with the details. Brittany?
Olivia, the district says this has already become a problem. The school safety director says every day a student will walk into a classroom smelling of marijuana, and most often they need help and not suspension.
That's a grave concern we have.
The Worcester Public Schools are worried about the effects legal recreational marijuana can have on its students.
Once every 2 weeks, we're finding a student in possession of marijuana.
Under state law, the city can allow 15 retail shops to set up in Worcester. School safety director Rob Pizzella says marijuana is the most confiscated item on school property.
We feel that there is going to be some of these marijuana shops that will sell legally, but once people buy it, they're going to turn around and possibly sell it to juveniles or youth in the community. I can tell you firsthand that it is, in some cases, getting in the hands of children.
Pizzella and the school administration are taking another look at their discipline for possession. Under state law, a person must be at least 21 years old to buy marijuana, so it's illegal for high school students to have it. If a student is found with the substance, they can face up to a full school year suspension, but some school committee members say punishment isn't the answer.
I'm never one that likes to see students out of school because, again, I think it's harmful to them in the long run. Whether or not there's any long-term suspensions, I'm not for that. I would rather try to be proactive and be involved in good drug education.
We want to provide that support to where they can become productive citizens and students.
The district is currently researching options other than suspension, such as an in-school intervention program.
I recently visited a program on the North Shore where there is a pilot program called PASS, Positive Alternative to School Suspensions. We are hoping that a grant's coming out in the very near future so we can apply for it and provide a very similar program in the Worcester Public Schools.
The school committee and the administration say they are on the same page. They say they will judge each incident depending on the circumstances. Live outside of Burncoat High School, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
And the city's Department of Public Health also weighing in, saying there has been a lot of controversy on marijuana and its medical effects. Dr. Michael Hirsch says because adolescent brains are developing through their teen years and early 20s, marijuana's most potent adverse effects are in this age group. Hirsch also says with different ways to take the drug, like vaping, edibles, and smoking, it's much more potent for teens.
I think whoever is a responsible adult who's getting these products has to really make sure that they are secure, because they're making an individual choice, yes, to do it, but they really should not be allowing kids to get exposure to it.
Dr. Hirsch says teens need to understand the dangers of marijuana and the dangers of using the drug, especially while driving. Developing tonight, attorneys for marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev just filed a brief arguing his death sentence should be thrown out. The 500-page document is now in the hands of an appeal court. In it, Tsarnaev's legal team says the judge's refusal to move the proceedings of Boston made it impossible for him to get a fair trial. They say it raises issues with jurors, certain testimony, and the fact the defense could not explain his brother, Tamerlan Tsarnaev's, links to a triple killing. Starting next week, minimum wage workers in Massachusetts will get a raise. At Bedlam Book Cafe in Worcester, owner Nicole Gicello says she has already increased salaries for most workers to help even out the cost of the business and employees. The hourly minimum wage will increase from $11 to $12 an hour. It's the first of a series of increases signed into law over the summer. The goal is for minimum wage to increase from $11 to $15 an hour over a 5-year span.
It's just part of the cost of doing business, and that you have to account for that, and you have to either bump up your prices in other ways to try and make up the difference, or, you know, just do what you can.
And according to the Massachusetts Budget and Policy Center, the increased starting pay rate will raise the wages of 662,000 workers in the state. It'll soon be time to take the Christmas tree out if you haven't already. And if you don't want to throw it out, there's a couple of neighbors in Millbury who wouldn't mind helping you out. Our Cam Jandro introduces us to a different kind of Christmas tree drop-off. Cam?
Yeah, Olivia, setting up your Christmas tree is all fun and games, but come the end of the holiday season, it's not as much fun when you have to pull it out and drop it off. But now there's a way that's good for everyone, including a few neighborhood goats. Meet Bonnie and Jackson. The two goats are hoping to help people clean up after Christmas this year.
Everybody just kind of throws away Christmas trees and they don't know where to bring them. What they don't know is that goats love them and they're a tasty treat for them.
Olivia Gadwall and her boyfriend have been taking care of the goats for nearly 6 months. The Millbury resident says they can eliminate the waste when people throw out their Christmas tree.
So instead of just seeing them on the side of the road, mostly people will just dump them or let them rot in the woods, let them go to use.
A couple of trees were dropped off at the end of their driveway Thursday afternoon. Gadwa says families from across central Massachusetts have reached out to give Bonnie and Jackson a snack.
So we've gotten 5 trees so far. We did have somebody ask if they could bring 40 trees. So if they can't figure out something else, then they're more than welcome to bring them here.
The two goats have even shown some emotion after seeing their belated Christmas gifts.
So last night was the first night we dragged them in, and they scream. They were yelling from out there. They could see them, and they got really excited.
Bonnie and Jackson won't be the only goats who might put on a few pounds this holiday season. Gadwa says she'll be helping fellow goat owners across Millbury and other area towns.
It's a good way to help the community. They have a place to get rid of everything, and we can use it for our animals, and we know a lot of people who could use them as well. So we'll distribute them and make sure everybody gets some for their nice little babies.
Now, if you're looking to drop off your tree, you can bring it to 119 Riverland Street in Millbury. They do ask that if you are going to bring your tree, make sure there's no ornaments or tinsel or accessories on the tree so they do not harm the goats. Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Love that story. Thank you, Cam. Worcester's Girl Scout headquarters old building on Gold Star Boulevard has sold to a Leominster developer. Lisciati Development bought the 2 buildings on the busy stretch of road. The Girl Scouts of Central and Western Massachusetts is opening a new facility on Century Drive. Until the new facility is complete, the Girl Scouts will be at a temporary space on West Boylston Street. A special birthday celebration Wednesday at the Holy Trinity Nursing and Rehab Center for Susan Brosnan. She is celebrating her 103rd birthday. Friends and family say during her long life, Brosnan has worked hard to make a difference. She was a member of the St. Vincent Hospital Guild for 55 years. Susan was even awarded a key to the city.
It's a nice event today, and it's the 103rd birthday of Susan, and she was a volunteer for many years, so it's good to come here at the Holy Trinity and give her a recognition.
It's very special. I didn't expect it at all.
Brosnan was born in 1915 and has lived through many historic moments. Most notable, she says, was World War II.